we brought you in to do an inspection of our greens. As you know, we're having some problems in mid-July with our green surfaces. So we brought you in to give us your recommendation and to address the challenges that we've been facing. Can you fill us in on what your findings were specifically on our greens when you were here in August?
Yes, I have a 55-page due diligence golf course agronomy and infrastructure checklist. I spent 2 days with Dan Dingman, the golf course superintendent. We went over my checklist. We went out on the golf course and took cup cutters that's used for changing the hole locations on all 18 regulation greens, the putting green, the chipping green, and the greens turf nursery. I took digital color photos and I included them in my 52-page comprehensive written report along with captions. There's two standards of the industry for building greens. Up to 1960, push-up greens construction was the standard up until 1960, as I mentioned. And then since 1960, the United States Golf Association recommendations for a method of putting green construction has been the standard and is still is the standard used worldwide for building greens. There's 12 original Tom Bigelow design greens. They're 104 years old. They were built to push-up construction techniques. They used horses and whatever equipment they had all those years ago, and they just literally took the soil and pushed it up and made the contours and put grass on it. There's no subsurface drainage. There's no smile drains. There's no gravel blanket. They strictly rely on surface drainage. There's 5 greens, which are the putting green, numbers 2, 10, 12, and 13, that were built in the 60s and 70s. They were also built to push up construction techniques. They used a little bit more modern equipment, obviously, but they just took the soil they had and pushed it up, and no drainage, no gravel blanket, no smile drains, anything like that. In 2015, during the renovation and regrassing of the greens, 2 greens were rebuilt to USGA modified construction specifications on numbers 6 and 15 greens. They have 90% sand and 10% Dakota peat moss. It's a beautiful blend that drains beautifully. They have 4-inch diameter drainage tile, perforated drainage pipe installed on 15-foot centers. There's a 4-inch gravel blanket underneath the 12 inches of the very depth of the greens mix. And they're performing beautifully. During the regrassing of the greens, all the poania was killed. And there was 2 choices the club had: to kill the grass, strip off all the dead grass, strip off the organic matter build up underneath that's been building up for years, replacing the top soil that was removed and thatch and organic matter, fumigating and regrassing. Or the second choice was what the club chose, was to kill the grass, leave the dead grass in place, leave the organic matter underneath in place, and do some cultural practices, fumigate it, and seed right into the dead turf and organic matter. The reason this choice was done was because it was a cheaper way to do it, and also with the time constraints that the membership would allow the golf course to be closed, that was the best choice.